Massive lawn renovation incoming. Going to be going in depth about scalping in this video, so you've got a really clear picture of how it works, the benefits, all that sort of thing. So let's get stuck into it. G'day and welcome to a new video. Yep, going to be ripping into this lawn today with step one of my lawn renovation, which is scalping. I've got my utility mower to use, which I'm really happy about for this lawn renovation. This will be the fourth renovation on this lawn. So yeah, finally, after 3 times with my old rotary mower, really happy to be using that utility, but I'm going to be talking about those machines today and just showing you the process a little bit more. Now for starters, scalping your lawn is essentially, it's just cutting it right down. Sometimes people call it dethatching, but essentially it's just cutting your lawn really low. So for me with kikuyu grass, I can cut that down super low. I can cut it right down into the dirt because there's an underground root system that will help the lawn regenerate. But yeah, scalping as a whole, there's different considerations for different lawn types, which I'll probably talk about a little bit later on. The purpose though is to cut through excess top growth, cut through some of that sponginess, just to allow your lawn to be freshened up. And if you're gonna do nothing else in a lawn renovation, people see me and others doing these massive renovations with different machinery and maybe get a little bit intimidated. You can just do a scalp on your lawn and have some massive benefits from doing that just by cutting it. Even if it's only 2 or 3 notches lower than you normally mow, getting rid of some of that excess growth, lowering the crowns of the plant, it can have really good benefits. If you are doing a full lawn renovation, the benefit of scalping first is that when you get to scarifying, the scarifier can get deeper into the thatch layer because it's not floating up on top of the excess growth, depending on what sort of machine you're using to scarify. It can also allow the aerator to get in deeper if you're doing that step. And the lower you cut your lawn, if you're going to top dress it, it's gonna help to show up the low spots really well, because any little green tinges left in your lawn after your scalp, green tinges are like the little low spots that the mower just hasn't gotten to. So you know when you top dress, even if you're not top dressing your whole lawn, you just might get a little bit of sand, a little bit of material, go to those green spots and fill those in because you know that they're the low spots. Now this mower, you've seen me use it a bit for different bits and pieces around my place. I actually did a sponsored Ryobi post on Instagram last night. Some of the comments, hilarious, I must say. But this mower as a maintenance mower for picking up leaves in autumn, for picking up clippings during a lawn renovation, all that sort of thing, I really like it. But battery mowers in general at this point in time, about 25 mil is the lowest that they can go. This lawn right now, my maintenance height has been 20 millimeters. Over the weekend, I cut it down to 14. So this is it. Yeah, 2 days after a cut at 14 mil because I wanted to sort of prep a little bit for this renovation. So this is going to be useless to me. If this is the first time you've discovered lawn care and you've got a super thick lawn, will probably be able, 25 mil will probably be a scalp for you, but ongoing it's not. So if you have one of these, you're going to need to try and get a utility mower off Marketplace like I've got here. You might be looking to upgrade your mower. You might get a petrol mower that can do both. It can renovate and be a maintenance mower. Or you might hire one, get one off a friend or whatever that may be. But your battery mower has some really great purposes, really good for ongoing use in the DIY sort of market, but it's not overly helpful in terms of scalping. Now, when I bought this was one of my early purchases when getting into lawn care, and pretty much the main reason I bought it, well, firstly, it was the closest local mower shop that stocks mass bought, and one of my biggest things in buying this was the lowest height of cut is 7 millimeters. So that is pretty much going to be as low as any sort of residential one, especially if you're rotary mowing. You probably don't even need a 7 mil scalp, to be completely honest. So this for me does a really good job. I'm actually not going to be using it this lawn renovation. I haven't started it for a very long time because yeah, you've seen me, if you've been watching for a while, if I've got to quickly go out or if I'm mowing after a renovation or whatever, you know, there's people out there, oh, he's just using Ryobi because blah, blah, whatever. Honestly, if I'm just not recording a single thing, but I'm just going to go out and quickly pick up some leaves or doing an after renovation cut that I'm not recording, I take this and I go click and it starts rather than having to stuff around with this because it definitely doesn't start first time every time anymore, and it's just a bit of a pain mucking around with petrol and everything. So if you are though in the market to upgrade your lawn renovation equipment, upgrade your mower, you're not going to be cylinder mowing and you just want a good solid mower, look into how low the rotary mower can cut. This is a great mower, does a really good job. It can scalp. Was last year, if you watched my renovations last year, it was hard work trying to scalp with this mower. It didn't do the most amazing job. It was really sort of catching on the sides here when I was trying to push through the grass, and my body was pretty wrecked after scalping because it just didn't kind of do the job I was after. It didn't have the power of this 2-stroke utility mower. So this weapon is going to be a game changer for me. It is a utility mower, and yeah, as you can see, you're not going to be doing any ongoing maintenance with this thing. It's actually only got 2 blades, which is annoying. It's definitely, you know, I think if this died, I've absolutely seen the value in a utility mower, and so if this, for whatever reason, stopped working, it's something I'd be happy to go out and spend good money on a decent utility mower, because how much it improves and makes my job easier. Even to scalp with this, the difference between with this starting it up and having to really force it through that top growth, instead of this where, yeah, you'll see me probably, you know, in the content coming backwards and forwards at times if it's hitting a part where it's extra spongy or whatever. But overall ease on my body, even when I am coming backwards and forwards, it's still just like pushing an all mower through. It's got the power to chop through all that growth. So this is going to be great for me. I haven't necessarily found the 2 times that I've used it that it's made my entire process a lot faster, but it's definitely made it a lot easier on my body. Jumping back in the next day to give you the most applicable tip to take away from this video when you're scalping, especially with the rotary mower that most people are going to have. And what you want to do is gradually just drop your height. So if you normally mow, say on a number 6, then what you're going to do is just go to a 5, a 4 if you can, if your mower, your machine allows it. Mow once or twice, go to a 3, mow once or twice, go to a 2, mow once or twice, as low as you have the time for and that you want to scalp down to for your needs. And on a super thick lawn, you'll be surprised. The more times you keep going over it, the more you keep picking up more material. So do that with your scalp. Make sure you watch the next video. In the end, for me, the Mowmaster has really helped me a lot, which yeah, I didn't realize I could actually get it down to the height that I have gotten it down to. So that's been really helpful. This video, far out, I talk a lot, but hopefully I'm not making scalping seem too difficult. And it's definitely just about working with the machine. I think the fact that I've got so many different machines can be a bit of a curse because I'm trying so many different things to optimize for this size yard. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. Make sure you watch the next one because I'm just about to aerate. I'm halfway through recording the next video, so catch up. And that bad boy I just got off Facebook Marketplace during winter for 160 bucks or something like that, and yeah, really happy with that purchase. So you might get lucky if you jump on Marketplace at the right time to be able to get something like that for your scalp. But yeah, especially if you've got a decent sized yard, I do really recommend those. So what I'm going to do now is jump into my scalp. And now look, I do really hope that on this big wide open yard the utility does speed up my process, because I've had to take my oldest son to the doctor this morning. I've got to finish up a little bit earlier on Friday afternoon to take our youngest son to an appointment. So normally I would have 3 solid days during the week to just crank out my lawn renovation, because it does take a long time on a yard this size, but I'm a bit short this week, so I may not be able to scalp as low as I would like to. I may not be able to scarify, you know, I might only get to scarify once. We'll see how we go. But anyway, ripping into the scalp now. Let's go. I'm in a bloody rush, but I think this will make a better video if I actually show this. Let's have a go. So there you go, that shows you pretty clearly what I was just talking about. Righty-o, it has been around about an hour, and about here is the center of my yard. So because of the way the back fence goes out like that, I've probably done about 200 square meters, I would say, because I've just taken off about 30 square meters here where I've started spraying for my feature garden and a new lawn area in there. But you can see, because of the clippings that are just all over here, you can't really see exactly how it's been scalped. Some parts, obviously, like right here, the lawn was just extremely level through there and not too much biting into it. But you can see along here where it was obviously just that touch thicker, potentially a little more uneven. You can definitely even just feel it underfoot here, that it is a bit spongier, and as you walk around and start to notice that. So yeah, I have got it up probably one setting below my ideal for this mower. I've talked about in the last couple of videos you know, how I wish it did go a bit lower from the start. I'm just going to show you, I'm going to drop one more notch and just show you how that's working, because it would make sense. It'd be great if I could get to the next level. The next level is about what I want in terms of a scalp. Clearly, that is just not going to be practical for me. So the way I'm doing it at the moment, I can sort of go backwards, forwards a little bit, some areas where it floats over a bit more, come back, pick up some more of that sponginess. Probably got another couple of hours to go to just do one scalp and then pick it all up and then get through as much more as I can. Love to get the scalp done, and at least a Scarifier that I can pick up tomorrow morning, or maybe once the kids are in bed tonight. But we'll just see how we progress. Takes as long as it takes. Just get it done. About a 2 hour and 20 minute effort just to get across here. I'm actually pretty worried. It really exposes equipment coming out onto this wide open space of a backyard. Like, you'd think best process for a front lawn, any lawn, is going to be, you know, transferable, but I've really learned a lot, and I really, sorry, I can't even hold the camera up, about my process, and, you know, just with the equipment I've got and everything like that. Like, certain things, you know, when I was working that Tiff Tough lawn last week, it was like, oh yeah, cool, we'll just go across it one more time with the utility mower and pick it up and whatever, and it's like 7 or 8 minutes, but it's just, fire, things just take so much longer here. So look, I need to clean this up, and once I clean it up and see what it looks like, I'll make a decision. Good chance I'll jump into Scarifying now, because I feel like ripping the Scarifier in, I'm pretty low to be able to get some good thatch out. Also just loosen up the canopy, and I'll pick it up and then be able to go off a lot easier with the utility dropping down a notch. But yeah, like I said, I'm just a bit worried that the utility mower just sucks, and it's I'm going to be looking to upgrade it. But anyway, it was a lot less physical effort than my rotary. So in the end, that's about 3 hours and 15 to 20 minutes or so of labour to get down to this point. Now, there's some areas like over there where it looks still quite green. My only real explanation for some of those areas is a bit of natural extra thickness build-up, particularly through the middle here, as well as just being level, which I would tend to agree with my sort of thoughts when I'm mowing sometimes, is that, you know, just maybe a few more little bumpy spots which are really showing up. Ben, actually, he talked about that in a recent video too, using his utility mower and how level exactly sort of his lawn was there. So yeah, I think the parts where it's quite level, I don't know, I felt like I was probably ripping up a fair bit more than that. So I'm trying to decide that utility mower I've got, like I said it the first time I used it, that I probably wish it had a bit more about it, a bit more grunt about it, and it's definitely obviously an older second-hand unit. In terms of, you know, if you're just sort of getting into lawn care and that sort of thing, this level of scalping, this would pretty much be fine. Well, it would be fine because you've still got stolons left over. This would be fine for a buffalo lawn. But yeah, scalping right down and getting it super low and super brown is not something you need to worry about. So I'm gonna scarify now because I think it's just gonna loosen things up and pull up some stolons and things like that. And then I'll come across again with the utility mower as kind of my final cut, dropping down to the lowest notch that I can before I aerate. So yeah, overall, I think I've done renos on here in the past where getting to this point took longer and more physical effort. So the utility mower in that sense is a win, and there are definitely better utility mowers out there on the market. But either way, you know, it's a lot more amplified being on this size lawn of how much the effort is. So definitely if you've got 50, 100 square meters, it's not gonna be a 20-hour effort like my lawn is. The first one will take you a bit longer, but definitely rip down, get rid of some excess growth, lower the crowns, and the fresh new growth that you come up and through is gonna be great. So I'm gonna stop this scalping video here and I'm gonna move into the scarify, the aeration, and the top dress across these next few days and couple of videos. Big job, big video. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.